You're a vegan?
Don't do this, because people stop being vegan as a direct result of this. But yes, I'm a vegan, yeah.
You're a vegan?
Yeah.
So yeah, bring some.
Oh my God.
Some plants.
Here we go. This is classic vegan banter. This.
No, yeah, I'm joking. You say we can joke about everything.
Yes, we can.
So
yeah,
let's have some lunch now.
Don't do this. What is this, chicken part 2?
I can't believe that he bring the chicken. Leave that video, man. I nearly end up in jail for that video. People wishing me the salmonella, and I was like, I don't know this woman. Why is they want me to meet the salmonella? Another episode of Why I Love This Game. I'm with Rom, my man, Jonathan.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's the real name. Yeah, I'm excited because actually I'm really glad you come to my podcast, because I'm trying to come to your podcast, but your people doesn't answer to my people.
Well, it's an awkward start to this, but I don't know what happened, Patrice. I really want you to come on the podcast. I really do.
Yeah, but now I'm talking to my people, and they just say like, people of Rome, they're not answering, so you don't like me? You know?
It's just we've got a lot of people to sort of fit in, do you know what I mean? And I do want you on, it's just... You know how it is. You sort of prioritise, don't you? I'm joking, man. Look, I'll be honest with you.
No,
I don't know.
You know,
Patrice, you know I love you. I think you're a great guy.
Okay.
I told my producer to get in touch to sort it out, and it hasn't been sorted out. Unfortunately, I'm here instead of him. If he was here, I'd be absolutely rinsing him now. What can I do? I apologise on behalf of my podcast.
Okay, no problem.
But I still turned up here. I didn't know that was the case. I thought you weren't responding, and yet still I turned up on this. I don't need to do this shit. Like, I don't need the exposure. Okay, let me just say officially, Patrice, you are my number one priority to get on the podcast. That I promise you, more than anyone. And we've got, like, Kendrick wants to come on, Nas wants to come on. Let me tell you something. You come first, right? Let me
Thank you very much.
Mate,
I really appreciate it.
I mean it.
I really appreciate it. I know you're a big fan of Tottenham.
Don't, man.
No, I don't know where it came from your dad. Why are you a big fan of Tottenham? I don't understand.
You know there's certain things you don't joke about, okay?
No, I just remember now you're a big fan of my babies, Arsenal, no? That cup, I had that cup, you know, when we beat your team. 8-2.
Have I been invited to Romesh's roast? What is this? I was told that this is going to be a nice, relaxed chat with Patrice. First of all, why did your people not come back to me? And now this one would beat your little baby bitches or whatever.
No, I didn't say bitches, guys. He said it.
I inferred that.
I just say babies. No, I just say babies. No, but I respect that.
I got to tell you something. So we did League of Their Own. We did the road trip, right?
Yeah.
Or I met you on the road trip, and we were you didn't know I was an Arsenal fan. Right?
No, I didn't know.
And we were getting on.
Yeah.
And then we were in the car, and I mentioned it came up that I was an Arsenal fan, and you absolutely ripped the shit out of me, mercilessly. You started talking about, you sort of saying Arsenal are your babies, and you started doing this like sort of monologue. It was very good. About what you thought of Arsenal, how long it was going to be before they won anything. You know, you really sort of did go to town. And it was awful to listen to, but it was good for you to be that honest. And I thought that is amazing that Patrice, that I got to hear that sort of from Patrice, what he thinks of Arsenal, or what he thinks about their potential. You weren't being disrespectful, you were just sort of being honest.
No, I respect that.
You're being honest, but you were being quite strong.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, he's only said that to me because we're in a personal, you know, in a private setting or whatever. Exactly. And then I watched Arsenal against Sheffield United, and you were commentating on that game, and you said exactly the same things. It was incredible. I was sitting there watching the game.
Text me, I remember.
I was watching the game. I was like, I cannot believe this dude is saying the same stuff. It was amazing.
No, I'm like that. I'm honest. No matter if it's in private or in front of the camera, I will say what I think. And like I say, I have like so much respect for Arsenal, to be honest. It's just a feeling. You know, when I was playing against them, I just feel like I know I'm going to win, you know. And I speak like with Thierry Henry, and, you know, I respect, you know, my first game I watched when I came in England.
Yeah.
It was Arsenal, and I don't remember against which team. Thierry Henry invited me for that game. And from that day, I say I have to play in the Premier League.
Really?
Yeah. That's my first game ever I come to attempt, and it was Arsenal in Highbury, the old stadium. First time I see some horses with the cops.
Yeah.
Stuff. I was like, what is that?
That's what made you want to play in the Premier League?
Not the horses.
Right, okay.
Highbury.
Right, got it.
Highbury, Thierry Henry, all of them, you know.
Yeah.
And no, it was so nice, but yeah, I won't like roast you too much with Arsenal. And what, you know, I think like now they got a new manager, Arteta. So what's your opinion? Me, I like Arteta, so I hope they will give him like a chance. And
if I'm being absolutely honest with you, I think that the way, you know, I don't know what proportion it was of it, but I think the way that Arsenal fans, when I was going to the games, the way that Arsenal fans would talk about Arsene Wenger towards the end of his time there, it felt ungrateful to me. You know, I think it was a bit disrespectful. Like Arsene Wenger, he did so much for Arsenal Football Club, but also he did so much for the Premier League, and like, you know, he changed the way people thought about football in this country. You know, it really did have a massive impact. And then, so actually, as an Arsenal fan, I found it a bit sad the way that I was hearing him being spoken about by Arsenal fans. Now, that's not to say that I wasn't getting frustrated with how Arsenal were playing. I did think this isn't going in the right direction, and it felt like Arsene Wenger's time at Arsenal had to come to an end. Yeah. But what I wanted it to be was, I was desperate for it to be in a classy way where we thank Arsene Wenger for what he's done and how much he's done for that football club. Because to be honest with you, if it had carried on for much longer, it was starting to turn, and I sort of felt a bit embarrassed as an Arsenal fan for the way that Arsene Wenger was being spoken about in the grounds and by Arsenal fans in general, because you sort of think this guy's done so much for us and he deserves to have a dignified exit and a big thank you from the Arsenal fans. So that was kind of how I felt about the end of that. I think with Arteta, I think he's obviously unproven, but everything I've read about him is that he's like completely dedicated to it. He's got, you know, obviously under Pep, he's been working with the right guy in terms of that kind of training. I think Arsenal fans have got what we can't expect is Arteta to come in. It's very exciting now because we've got a new manager and there's a bit of a honeymoon period. You sort of think, oh, Arsenal are going to turn it around now. We're not. It's going to take time, and the squad is at the level that the squad is at. You need to give Arteta time, first of all, to instill his vision into the team, and also for the whatever transfers he wants to bring, whatever he wants to sort out. My problem is that my son is 10 years old and is an Arsenal fan. Has only really seen him in decline. Do you know what I mean? He's sort of like, I'll be honest with you, he's pretty angry with me about what I've done.
So he's not a United fan as well right now.
I know.
I won't blame him.
I know, but it's so weird because like his perception of Arsenal Football Club is so different to mine.
So no, but Ron, why, like I say, why are you a big Tottenham fan and, sorry my friend, a big, what's the team? Arsenal fan.
There's good banter.
Where did it come from? Like, from the dad, from what?
Yeah,
why?
It was my dad basically. So my dad, when he first moved to my family, my family's Sri Lankan originally.
Sri Lanka, yeah.
And my dad, when he first came over from Sri Lanka, he was living in North London, and he became an Arsenal fan. He sort of fell in love with Arsenal while he was there, and then he moved to Crawley before he had children, and then he just basically, there was no choice. The whole family are Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? And he brought us up as Arsenal fans, and he was like a proper hardcore Arsenal fan. And you know, he passed away a few years ago. He would have been really upset at my dad was like, I think he was too much. He was such an Arsenal fan. He would not accept any criticism of the team, right? And he started like, he ran a pub, and he basically turned that pub into an Arsenal pub, right? Like, and people like every weekend we'd be going and watching the games there at his pub. And if anybody said anything against any of the players, he'd be like, "Get the fuck out! You don't talk about Arsenal like that." Like he would lose his mind, right? Like proper flip out. I remember, right? Honestly, I've told this story before, but genuinely, we lost to United, as you know. It happened a lot, so the pub was absolutely packed, right? We got turned over at home. My dad walked up to the front of the pub, turned the TV off, turned around to the pub, and he said, "Everybody, fuck off!" Right? Like, as far as he was concerned, That pub was closed. Do you know what I mean? He was he wasn't having it, man. So he was like a proper hardcore Arsenal fan. Like he was. Whoa. He loved him, and he wouldn't have anybody. He loved Arsene Wenger. Loved Thierry so much, and so so that was it. It was sort of instilled in us. There was no choice really.
No, now I think you're one of the biggest comedians in UK. I'll be honest with you, like when I did the league down at home, but not the road trip, the one we did at the studio. Yeah. And I think you killed me straight away with my jacket. I don't know if you remember, because
I do remember.
A lot of painting. And you asked if my kids. I don't think it was funny, At that time, I didn't say anything, but now I can tell you because you're on my podcast.
You didn't think it was funny?
No, I don't think it was funny. I think it was disrespectful.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about your kids, and I think you shouldn't talking about mine.
Well, it wasn't a criticism of your kids. It was more a criticism of the jacket.
Yeah, but you involved my kids. I was awful.
Yeah.
Well, so no, you keep.
No, but I mean, I didn't. What was the?
Okay, you know what? I will.
I will cut.
I will leave. I will leave because I'm upset.
Why?
Because again, you're talking about my jacket.
What's wrong with it? Why are you so upset?
Exactly. What's wrong with my jacket?
Okay. Do you love the jacket that much?
Yeah, I love it.
Why do you love it so much?
Because my kids, they paint it.
Mate, if you'd have said that on the day, you'd have absolutely killed me. Can you imagine? Because I didn't know you then, right?
Yeah.
If you'd have said to me, well, actually, my kids did paint it.
Yeah, that's why I was upset.
Sorry about that.
So next time, make sure.
I'm sorry. It's a really nice jacket.
Okay, thank you. I will tell them. And tell them. Yeah. Anyway, you're a massive comedian, and I really love your sense of humor. And I wanted to know what is your great inspiration. Me, I'll be honest with you, and don't copy me.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of Richard Pryor. I think, I start with Richard Pryor and after Eddie Murphy. So who was the one who inspired you? Why are you laughing?
Because I know what you're doing. You're stitching me up. You know that I like Richard Pryor.
No, I didn't know. I love him.
You don't love him?
I love him. I watch all the stand-up.
You don't love him as much as I love him?
I watch many of his stand-up, and I think he's the best. I think he have lots of, I don't know.
Underarm hair?
Yeah, when he's doing his stand-up, and you never noticed that.
No,
you never noticed that. Okay, I will.
What, did that distract you?
Yeah, it distracted me a lot because he was like sweating a lot. But I have so much respect.
Oh, the sweat! I get you. Yeah, yeah. No, no.
French.
That your English is beautiful, mate. That is. Yes, I did find that distracting as well.
Yeah.
But Richard Pryor, so basically what happened was, how I got into stand-up was, when I was a kid, we used to go to the video shop, hire something out every weekend and watch with the family. We all got a choice. I started watching Eddie Murphy films, right? So I think it was like Beverly Hills Cop, Trading Places, all those kind of films, right? And I just thought Eddie Murphy was unbelievable. Yeah. But I hadn't seen his stand-up. I didn't know what his background was, that he's a stand-up that moved into films. And then suddenly, one day I saw this thing, Raw, and so I hired it out. Obviously my parents had no idea that I shouldn't be watching that at that age, right? Yeah. And I watched Raw, and I thought it was just absolutely incredible. Everything about that, he comes out like a rock star, what he's wearing, the crowd, and he smashes that gig, absolutely smashes that gig. And during that show, I don't know if you remember, but he does an impression of Richard Pryor, right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So he talks about Richard Pryor, and he talks about how he does that bit where he's going, I was basically trying to copy Richard Pryor, but with my life experiences. So what you can talk about is going for a shit. Do you know what I mean? You ever go for a shit, and then you flush the toilet, and then one chunk comes back. What is that shit want? Do you know what I mean? It was unbelievable. And so then off the back of that, I started watching Richard Pryor stand up, and it's just, I just think it's absolutely incredible. And it's stand up dates dates quite a lot. There's lots of stuff where there's lots of comedy that you and I would have watched when we were younger. Yeah. And if you show it to somebody now and you go, this is something that I think is really funny, they'll just sort of, I don't really get it.
They don't
but Richard Pryor, some of his best stuff, you show that to somebody now and it stands up. I've got Richard Pryor tattoo on my, that's how much I love him. I've got Richard Pryor tattoo on my arm, right?
I have it as well.
You got it in a more private area.
Yeah,
fair enough. You know, we pay our respects in different ways, don't we?
Yeah. Did you, as a comedian, you live with the fear to think like maybe you will be not funny enough for people?
Well, the truth is, because like when you start off doing stand-up, I think most stand-ups, with a couple of exceptions, when they start, they're awful. And the problem with stand-up is, it's not like being a musician. If you're a musician, you can practice at home.
Yeah.
But if you're a stand-up, you have to practice in front of an audience because otherwise you don't know if it's stand-up or not. Do you know what I mean? And so you start off being awful. You start off being really bad, and then gradually you get better and better and better. But the truth is one of the things that you have to do as a stand-up is you have to learn to fail, and you have to learn to accept that as part of your development. So like, for example, I'm on tour at the moment, but like when I was writing the tour show, how I write a tour show is I'll write 10 minutes of stuff and then I'll get in touch with a comedy club and I say, I've got 10 minutes of new stuff, can I drop in like as a surprise and try out this stuff? And I'll say to the audience, I've got my notebook here, I've got this stuff I wrote today, let's see what works or not, right? And the thing is, as a comedian, your desire, your inbuilt need is to smash that gig. Right, your inbuilt thing is you've been learning what your ultimate aim is that everybody's laughing their heads off, they can't breathe. You know, that's the ultimate aim of any comedian. But when you're trying out new material, you have to let go of your need to do that, because if you don't, you won't experiment. You won't try different stuff. Do you know what I mean? You won't try and push something a bit further. You won't try and explore an idea. So like sometimes I'll start with an idea and it gets nothing. Like they won't even connect. But I know I want to sort of explore it. And so I have to ignore the fact that they're silent, and I have to keep pushing through that to try and see if there's anything in it. But everything in your head and everything in your system is going, get out of this because they're not laughing. Like, this is embarrassing, this is embarrassing. And if you listen to that and keep trying to smash the gig, you just won't get better. You have to...
So in that moment, you're not panicking?
You have to learn not to panic, but your instincts it's horrible. It feels horrible. Every single time you fail, it feels as bad as the first time you failed, right? It doesn't get any better, but you have to go, if I don't go through this, I'm not going to have a good show at the end of this.
I've just cut you, but I don't know my team. Next time, we can go to a club, do the interview, because now it will be the same noise. It's like, I feel like he's an elephant, like walking on. I don't say nothing. I'm really embarrassed, I'm really sorry, Romesh. Next time I will go to your podcast and let's do it in the nightclub. It will be the same. So I will fire some people after the interview.
Thank you. No, please do.
And
I want that guy.
That guy is okay. I'm being really serious. Like they find like the most noisy studio, and let's go to finish in a nightclub. I think it will be the same result. Anyway, So I remember in one again the link of the show, you were like rapping, doing freestyle, and to be honest with you, Robert, I was really impressed because it was raining and everything. And
that wasn't freestyle though, Patrice.
It wasn't?
No.
But the only moment where I was scared is when you take off your shirt. It was a lot of hair and I didn't like it.
That's not just a lot of hair, there's just a lot of it. Do you know what I mean? That was I have a disgusting physique. And it's...
But I feel you're proud of it. Like.
No, I'm not proud of it.
Okay.
I'm not proud of it. I'm ashamed of it.
You're a vegan.
Don't do this, because people stop being vegan as a direct result of this. But yes, I'm a vegan, yeah.
You're a vegan?
Yeah.
So bring some...
Oh my God.
Some plants.
Here we go. This is classic vegan banter. This.
No. Yeah, I'm joking. You said we can joke about everything.
Yes, we can.
So let's have some lunch now.
Don't do this. What is this, chicken part 2?
I can't believe that he bring the chicken. Leave that video, man. I nearly end up in jail for that video. People wishing me the salmonella, and I was like, I don't know this woman. Why do they want me to meet the salmonella? Anyway. No, I think your rap style are really fantastic, and I know you got your own podcast, and
but I can't
I'm
rap.
Still waiting for the invitation, And Rom, I will test you a little bit, because I tell you, I know you're a good freestyler. And
I'm not. I've never claimed to be a good freestyler.
Yes, you are. Why are you lying to people?
I'm not lying.
Anyway, I will force you, because they give me This app, I never use it, but they say, you know, you should.
I'm not sure what reaction you want from me to what you're doing.
But when I'm doing this,
right?
I mean, you're supposed to rap, to say.
Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know that.
Just look at me straight.
No, but I didn't know.
And
you didn't say that.
Now you make me look like stupid. You know, I was like.
I don't.
Just look.
I don't think I'm making you look stupid, Patrice. You didn't tell me what you're going to do. You just picked up the thing and you sort of looked. You gave me 100% eye contact while you played that beat. It was actually, I've got to be honest with you, it was slightly creepy.
I really start to regret it. Like,
I didn't know what you wanted me to do, Patrice. You pick up the thing,
I was like,
and you start playing the beat. You start looking deep in my eyes, like, okay, but you didn't say what you wanted me to do.
Okay, you want me to start with my mouth?
Yeah, go on. That's actually really good.
Even this doesn't but you're gonna.
What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?
You know what?
You're doing the thing. I'm saying
you know
it's
what?
good.
Okay, what you doing now? What's your podcast? What's your show?
Hip hop.
Let's talk. Okay. And what's your TV? You don't have TV show. What you doing in your life? Like, I know you got 3 kids. Talk about yourself.
Why are you upset about that?
Yeah, I'm upset.
Why?
I'm upset because I'm doing my best.
Okay, fine. Do the beat. You want to rap? Is that what you want? Let's do it. Go on. Pick up the freaking thing. Let's do it.
You know, I'm not your kid. The way you're talking to me, like.
You think I'd say to my kid, pick up the fucking thing?
You maybe say it because you're crazy. So anyway.
Okay. What do you want to rap about? Are you going to spit some bars as well?
I won't.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Feels collaborative. Sitting here rapping with Patrice Evra. I said I wanted to do this, never. He's doing the beat on his little iPad. He criticised me for the way that I'm a dad. He came on League of Their Own recently. His jacket looked like shit and I pointed it out frequently. He got annoyed and said his kids painted it. I'm really sorry. I disrespected and fade the shit. I don't know. That's it. That's all I've got. Why did you turn and look at me like that?
Seriously, I think we will never talk again after the show. I will block you, even on my WhatsApp.
Why are you so upset about this thing, this bit?
Can we just not talking about this bit?
No, but it just feels like...
I will look up my research because I'm like... Yeah, because I don't know you anyway, so yeah, you have to read this. So, okay, your real name is Jonathan. You're from Sri Lanka. Hip-hop saved my life. Why, you were a gangster? Why did hip-hop save your life?
Why has this changed like this?
No, I don't, it's not like... Well,
I feel like I'm at immigration all of a sudden.
He's married, yeah, 3 children. Sometimes, okay, your wife go with you, she feed your kids in the back of the car. Who cares?
What? Is that what your research says?
Yeah, that's
Sometimes my wife feeds the kids in the back of the car.
Yeah.
That's what it says in that research.
Yeah, that's what
it says. The words, sometimes his wife feeds the kids in the back of the car.
Yeah, the baby.
That's part of your research about my career and life up to this point.
Yeah, I research everything.
How do you think it's gone?
What, the interview? I think it's a disaster.
Why?
Because I start to not liking you and
why?
I don't feel...
What point?
You upset me.
How did I upset you?
Do you bring back again the jacket and I start like wanted to do a freestyle, you just look at me, I look...
Patrice, you didn't tell me what you wanted me to do.
But I have to tell you?
Yes.
Really? For real?
You just picked it up and started playing it and just looking in my eyes.
And what does mean? It's like...
I don't know what that means.
Give you a message. Yeah.
I don't want to tell you how to do your job.
Okay.
But like the way you do it is you go, oh, here you had an interesting time in...
Okay. Oh, Jonathan, I hear you have like a new TV show, so let's talk about your fantastic TV show. Come on, let's go, yeah.
Okay, you don't have to be a prick about it. I'm just saying, you segue into these things, don't you? Do you know what I mean?
Okay, Ron, but if you don't want to talk about your TV show, we don't talk about your TV show.
I do.
I'm happy to. You like 10 times, let's talk about your TV show.
Yeah, but that's not the way. You don't just openly go, let's talk about your TV. You have to specify. Which TV show would you like to talk about?
Okay, so you got many TV shows now.
You're telling me the research says that my wife feeds the kids in the back of the car. It doesn't tell you what TV shows I've got.
Yeah, but that's not my research.
It's a very weird, specific type of research.
Yeah, they go actually, they get ready. Oh my God. Well, you know, like the love is coming back now. Okay. Okay, you know what, my man, which TV show you want to talk about? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I do a few.
what's your favorite one? Like, what's you will recommend me to look?
Well, the one I'd say is not necessarily my favourite, but the one that I was the most worried about is I did a show called The Misadventures of Romesh Ranganathan, right? And that basically was a show where we wanted to go to countries that people in this country don't tend to think of as tourist destinations, right? And sort of see whether they're a good place to go on holiday or a good place to visit. Not necessarily like a holiday, like a beach holiday, but you know, like a nice. And so I went out and I met, and each episode I would have a co-host who's from that country, and we would sort of spend the week or however long. So the first series, what did we do? We did Haiti, we did Ethiopia, Albania, and then we did the Arctic, right? So anyway, so the reason I mentioned that show is because that's the first time I'd ever done anything where it wasn't just about the comedy. Because like I'd done travel shows before. I did a travel show called Asian Provocateur where I went to Sri Lanka, and that was all we did. Me and the director, we tried to think, how do we make these scenarios as funny as possible? How do I... I'm just trying to look for the comedy all the time. Whereas Misadventures, we're really trying to look into these places, and we want it to be a funny show, but at the same time, it's an important thing. Like, for example, Haiti, nobody I knew would ever, you know, as soon as I told people I was going to Haiti, they were like, are you serious? You're going, like, you know how dangerous it is? And the perception of it is it's super dangerous. All people know about it is the earthquake, do you know what I mean? And sort of the repercussions of that. People think of it as, and so we looked and we found, you know, you look beneath the surface and you sort of look at the other side of that country. I think the place that surprised me the most was probably Ethiopia. In that first series, because Ethiopia in this country, and the perception in Britain is probably different to your perception, is that, you know, we had all of those charity appeals, you know, like Band-Aid and like, you know, and all those kind of things.
Yeah, that's why.
And everybody associates Ethiopia with famine, right? Yeah. There are still issues in that country, but Ethiopia's gone past that. And the guy that was showing me around, he wasn't even born when that famine happened, when all of that happened. And then he's in this weird situation now where visitors to his country have a preconception about his country because of something that he doesn't have any idea about. Like, you know, it was before he was born. And so it was interesting exploring that, and the fact that...
Like your son, he didn't know Arsenal used to win. You know,
exactly, yes. I mean, thanks for bringing it back to that. But but to go from that starting point of what I thought about Ethiopia to what I thought about Ethiopia having spent a week there is a world apart. And I think that's what's so exciting about doing that show.
I will watch that.
Thank you.
I watch your show.
Thank
you.
One
last question, because you know on social media I'm trying to be funny. But do you have like those things, like, because now everywhere I go and I create a monster about I love this game, so people want me to shout it, you know, they don't want any photo now, they want a video. Do you feel like you're forced to do it? Like, for example, as a comedian, I see you and a fan will come and say, come on, make a joke. Do you have those kind of people? How you react?
That does happen. I was at a pub with my wife, and this bloke came up to me and he said, he came up to me, he's drunk. I mean, that's part of the problem, is when people are drunk. He goes to me, you're that comedian, Romesh? I said, yeah. And he said, I'll do us a joke then. And I said, I don't really do jokes, to be honest with you. You know, I just sort of moan and hope it's like funny. And then he goes, no, do us a joke. And then he called his girlfriend over and he sort of signalled to his mates. He goes, oh, this is Romesh, that comedian, he's going to do a joke. I said, I'm not going to do a joke. And he goes, come on, do a joke. Mate, do a joke. He started getting quite aggressive about it. I said, look, mate, I'm really sorry. I'm just having a drink with my wife. I said, I haven't got any jokes for you. And then he said, oh, you're not funny in real life, are you? And then I said, well, I guess not. I said, I've not been I agree with you. I've not been particularly funny during this conversation. I said, so, you know, fair enough. And then he goes, no, I just don't think you're funny in real life. And I said, well, look, that's your opinion. I'm sorry to have disappointed you. Yeah. And then he just started like heckling me as I walked across the pub, just going to his mates. I knew he'd be like this. He's a wanker.
Joke about
my wife, by the way, just sat there drinking a drink like nothing was going on. She heard what was happening. Yeah. Didn't even look up. Anyway, so occasionally stuff like that happens.
Okay.
Well, look, Patrice, it's been an absolute honour. I'm sorry about the iPad thing. I'll be honest with you, it felt super awkward.
Why you have to
No, I'm sort of going through how it went. But I think generally we got on, didn't we? Huh? Patrice?
Yes, we did.
We did.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was a blip, wasn't there? There's no point trying to ignore that unless you leave it out in the edit, which I suggest you do. And then I think we finished in a nice way. You're going to come on the podcast.
Yeah.
We're friends.
I will just block you after, like, when I leave this door.
Okay.
I will block you on my phone. But yeah, I will.
I can still get in touch with you on Instagram, can't I?
I will block you as well on my Instagram.
Okay.
Everything.
Twitter,
Facebook.
Snapchat.
No, I don't have Snapchat.
Okay.
But yeah, the rest of
Facebook.
it.
Okay.
Facebook, Twitter.
All right. Well, I guess this is goodbye then.
Yeah, it's goodbye.
Have a nice life.
You too, and go and feed your kids in the back of the car.
Thank you. I will do
you
this,
know.
and we enjoy it. Can I tell you something honestly, just before we finish?
Yeah.
I was once cleaning the car, right? And I lifted up one of the car seats.
Yeah.
And there was like some crisps there.
Okay.
And I ate them. That's disgusting, isn't it?
You eat them?
Yeah.
How long do you think there was
No
there?
idea. I can't even remember the last time I'd done that.
Okay, I'm leaving these guys. It's just disgusting. See you guys. See you, Rom.
See you, man.
See you. Take care. Take care. Thank you very much.
Enough respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I respect
really love
you
it,
even more now.
I respect you, man.
Yeah.
And when you come on the podcast, we'll have fun, yeah?
Yeah, we will.
But when I want you to do something, I'll actually tell you what it is.
Yeah, okay.
Just to mix it up a bit.
Cool.
Cool.
But can I go now?
Yeah, go for it, man.
Because
Yeah,
you keep talking, but why you stay like on the
Oh, well, I got to go as well?
Yeah,
do we both leave? Is that okay? Cool.
Everyone has to leave. Okay?
Yeah, we out.
What was that? What was that?
I don't know, I was just throwing up the dogs.
Just the... Okay. Huh? I am with the big man, Rom.
Hello.
It was just amazing. The way you say hello, you...
What do you mean?
You can smile like...
Oh, sorry, okay. Yeah, okay, go on. Carry on.
So yeah, I am with Rom. But why are you smiling like that now? I didn't... Huh? Why you show all your teeth like... Okay.
You said smile.
Swipe up, if you
I love this game!
So you're gonna do me like that?
I'm not doing you anything.
One of the worst guests I had. Seriously. Don't watch it. Seriously. Swipe up, but don't watch it. But I love this game!
Yeah, boy!
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.